Have you ever walked into a room and felt a sudden, chilling certainty that you have lived this exact moment before? Every single tiny detail, from the ticking vintage clock to the way the cold sunlight hits the floor, feels impossibly familiar. You freeze in your tracks, wondering if you are somehow predicting the future or reliving a completely forgotten past life. It is completely normal to feel like you have just experienced a massive, reality-breaking glitch in the fabric of the universe. But this is not a supernatural premonition, nor are you a psychic tapping into a deeply hidden alternate dimension of reality. That deeply unsettling sensation is actually a momentary synchronization error inside the complex memory processing system of your own brain. We call it deja vu, a strange psychological phenomenon that has haunted humanity for thousands of years without a clear scientific explanation. To understand why your mind suddenly freezes and rewrites reality, we must look at how your brain physically processes time. Your brain is constantly absorbing massive amounts of raw sensory data every single waking second of your busy daily life. To handle this immense, heavy load, it routes information through two separate, parallel pathways, like twin delivery trucks on a dark highway. Normally, these parallel neural paths deliver visual and auditory data to your deep memory centers at the exact same split second. When the timing is absolutely perfect, you perceive the modern world as a smooth, continuous, and entirely logical stream of physical reality. But human brains are fragile organic machines, and sometimes one of those tiny neural pathways experiences a microscopic physical delay. Imagine those two plastic toy delivery trucks arriving at the warehouse, but one truck is delayed by just a few tiny milliseconds. Because that second truck arrives just a fraction of a heartbeat late, your brain's internal sorting system becomes completely confused and overwhelmed. It mistakenly processes that slightly delayed sensory data not as the present moment, but as an entirely separate, much older memory. You are literally perceiving the exact same event two times, separated by a microscopic gap of time that feels like 10 years. Think of your daily perception as a movie being constantly played from a miniature vintage projector inside the dark theater of your mind. There is a continuous visual film reel for everything you see, and a perfectly synchronized audio tape for everything you hear. When the visual film reel and the audio tape slip out of perfect alignment, you experience a deeply jarring sensory mismatch. A glass breaks, but your brain accidentally processes the loud crashing sound a tiny millisecond before the sight of the shattering pieces. Your brain desperately tries to fix this uncomfortable projector glitch by immediately labeling the lagging visual scene as incredibly old information. It aggressively slaps a previously viewed sticker onto the present moment, forcing you to feel an overwhelming sense of historical familiarity. This is exactly why the bizarre feeling feels so incredibly real, because your own internal logic centers are actively lying to you. Another fascinating explanation for this strange mental quirk is the hologram theory of human memory and sensory pattern extrapolation. Sometimes, a single, incredibly specific familiar element entirely tricks your brain into generating a completely false mental landscape around you. You might walk into a brand new coffee shop for the first time and suddenly smell a very specific blend of coffee. That single scent perfectly matches an authentic, deeply buried memory from your distant childhood, instantly triggering a massive neurological chain reaction. Like a single glowing puzzle piece that instantly projects a massive 3D holographic picture, Your brain frantically fills in the missing blanks. Your mind aggressively extrapolates that one tiny, recognizable detail and forcefully applies that warm feeling of familiarity to the entire unknown room. The weird wallpaper, the wooden tables, the stranger sitting quietly in the corner. They all suddenly feel like part of your own history. Your powerful brain has essentially built an entire fake movie set around one genuine but completely isolated sensory prop. Consider another bizarre physical metaphor for how your complex memory storage system can unexpectedly malfunction during a perfectly normal day. Imagine two identical miniature mailmen tasked with delivering the exact same important letter to your front door at the exact same time. The first mailman takes the normal, safe route, dropping the sensory data off perfectly into your short-term memory inbox. This is how you normally experience the gentle passing of time, a smooth flow of brand new information seamlessly replacing the old. But the second mailman accidentally takes a dangerous shortcut, bypassing the entire normal short-term processing route entirely without permission. That rogue second mailman brutally jams the present moment directly into the deep, heavy vault of your permanent long-term memory. Your brain accesses this ancient long-term vault and genuinely believes this brand new event actually happened many years or decades ago. You are instantly trapped in an absurd mental paradox where you are creating a memory and recalling it at the exact same time. This massive neurological routing error leaves you standing completely paralyzed, deeply questioning the very fabric of your own conscious reality. Our fragile minds are packed with these incredible hidden glitches and bizarre daily phenomena that constantly manipulate how we perceive things. We are walking, talking paradoxes, constantly being fooled and misguided by the very neurological machinery originally designed to keep us safe. If your brain loves exploring these deeply unsettling daily glitches, you need to hit that subscribe button right now. Join us on this fascinating journey before your fragile biological memory completely wipes this mind-bending psychological video away forever. To truly demystify this bizarre phenomenon, we need to look deep inside the temporal lobe of your brain, at a region called the Rhinal cortex. Think of this specific cortex as a highly efficient, hyper-vigilant miniature switchboard operator, responsible for constantly detecting any incoming sense of familiarity. When you encounter something you actually know, this dedicated operator plugs the sensory cable directly into the glowing familiarity socket to keep you safely oriented. But during a Deja Vu episode, this overworked biological switchboard operator accidentally misfires and plugs a brand new experience into the wrong historical socket. Without consulting your actual memory database, it forcefully rings the familiarity alarm bell, flooding your consciousness with an intense feeling of deep recognition. Meanwhile, the hippocampus, which is your brain's ultimate fact-checking department, frantically searches through its vast filing cabinets for the original, matching historical memory. It finds absolutely nothing, because the event never actually happened before, leaving you stuck in that deeply uncomfortable and chilling mental paradox. Why would human evolution allow such a jarring and uncomfortable glitch to exist inside our highly advanced and incredibly complex modern nervous system? We have to travel back thousands of years to when our ancient ancestors relied entirely on hypersensitive pattern recognition to survive daily deadly threats. If a dark shadow in the grass felt even slightly familiar, the primitive brain triggered an intense alarm instantly, assuming a lethal predator was attacking. It was evolutionarily much safer for the brain to accidentally trigger a false sense of familiarity than to casually ignore a potentially lethal physical danger. Your modern brain still carries this exact same ancient survival mechanism, operating with the same aggressive, hyper-vigilant intensity as those early, frightened cavemen. So, when a modern situation loosely matches a deeply buried geometric pattern, your ancient brain slams the emergency familiarity button without any hesitation whatsoever. You are experiencing a primal survival reflex that has simply been misdirected by the overwhelming sensory input of our perfectly safe, modern daily environment. Here is the most fascinating and comforting truth about this mind-bending glitch. Experiencing déjà vu actually proves that your brain is incredibly healthy. It means your logical frontal lobe is successfully catching the switchboard error, correctly realizing that the strange feeling of familiarity is entirely logically impossible. If your internal fact-checking system was truly broken, you would simply accept the false memory without ever noticing the weird, chilling lag in reality. So the next time you walk into a brand new room and immediately feel that sudden, ghostly echo of a completely forgotten past life, do not panic about being trapped in the matrix, because it is just your beautifully complex biological machinery doing a quick internal diagnostic test. It is a perfectly natural, healthy bug in your mental software. Stay incredibly curious. Keep questioning your weird reality, and I will see you next time.